were you pleased or happy with the offensive output before the card in the first half there, or what were your thoughts offensively before the card? Because that changes everything.
No, it was not, again, not as fluid as I would have liked, you know. I mean, Handwalla had some good moments. We had a couple of, sequences where we were able to keep possession in their field, win the ball back, stuff like that. But it wasn't as good as we would have liked.
Nico?
Obviously, the team has struggled scoring. When do you make a drastic change, or what's the option to that? How to ignite that?
I don't know if we have that many options, Nico. I can, bring another young guy off the bench. We can, try and keep all of our men on the field, and gives you more options. I thought that the chances we created with 10 men actually were pretty decent. Some of those set pieces we were dangerous on. Some of the balls that were blocked by their team that looked like they had a chance to be on frame. So it was almost like we played better, 10 men, more determined.
Jeff?
Brian, you said after the Dallas game that you were going to talk to your players about being careful with video review and picking their spots and using their judgment. How disappointed are you at what happened with Kelvin?
Very disappointed. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. Kelvin understands what he did, apologized, but that's, again, it comes down to me, because I have to make sure that I tell them exactly what the expectations are of this club. And we don't need to do those things, because it's not the way we want to do things. It puts the team at jeopardy. It's not the style of soccer we want to do. It's not the sportsmanship that we want to have within this club. And look, I get it. Guys get heated. It's the heat of the moment. But that's actually when you have to be most composed. And that sort of stuff is going to stop. It's going to stop.
Jose?
It's not a matter of leadership in the clubhouse. It's not a matter of some of the highest paid players, some of the leaders that are actually part of the issue with the violence and the conduct.
Well, I mean, you could look at Kelvin tonight. Kelvin is a very well-rounded, nice guy. So what happened in that moment? I will have a longer, detailed conversation with him for sure. But, leadership within this group, I think it's still strong. I don't think it's weak. I think players make mistakes, but the mistakes have to stop happening. And if the mistakes don't stop happening, then guys don't stay on the field. So that's the issue.
Steven?
Seemed like your team had their best spell coming out of coming right out of the break there. What was the message to them, and what changes did you make at halftime?
Well, it was just we had to sacrifice someone. I felt that Handwalla had been pretty effective against Duval 1v1 situations. So unfortunately, Magnus had to come out. We put Jordan McCrary on, who gave us, again, youthful energy. He was excited to get on the field. We put Nico in the middle of the field with Gustav and brought Christian out wide. So you had Christian and Handwalla on the wings that, created some problems for them. But the message at halftime was, again, testament to the leadership of the group, was not just from the coaching staff, but they were determined not to, lose the game. I mean, they wanted to get a result. And, had one of those shots gone on target, scored, one of the free kicks, maybe the game changes, maybe it doesn't. But, I commend them for the effort that they put in the second half.
So, Coach, your opinion on the young player like Alex, Roldan, and Nohu, McCrary, they've been having a very valuable minutes due to the fact that some of the players are injured, they've been in the field.
Well, it's obviously good for their development. You know, if you're looking at Handwalla, you know, he's come on in the games that he's played and shown that he can be effective. I think Jordan, when he came on for Kelvin, when Kelvin was down with his ankle injury, performed well. And tonight I thought Alex was good. Again, a spark off the bench. You know, he's not afraid of the game. You know, works, does some of the little things that maybe people don't notice, but you know, I was happy with the way he played.
Come back around for follow-ups, Jeff.
How do you think Roland Torres held up, considering you had to use him the full 94?
Fine.
Given the circumstances.
You know, he's made a habit of, you know, going forward, not just for his country, but certainly there's been games in this club where he goes up front and, you know, he can create a little havoc. You know, he got his head on a couple balls and headed them back across the goal. We had some chances there. So, again, the effort was there. And no injuries. So, in that sense, he held up fine.
So the damn red card, did that force you to basically keep him in the entire contest, or was he just fit enough that you would?
Well, I think, Jeff, had we, you know, had the outcome of the game been different, yeah, I might have brought him off, but you know, it just didn't turn out that way. He had to play all 90.
Nico?
Obviously, you've always been a guy of controlling the controllables. There's a lot of injuries with the team, but how confident are you that those players coming back, like Victor and Ozzy, are going to drastically change the product on the field?
I'm very confident that the entire group, not just the guys that are coming back, will change the outcome of games for the future of this club. It's not like we're giving up. The team is a good team. The team has a lot of character. Again, I want to go back to, you know, they never gave up, which is a hallmark of championship teams. You know, when those guys come back, what that will do is it'll raise the quality. We'll have quality players, and it will also raise the level of competition amongst the group, and that will spur change.
Other questions, guys?
Maz, and then in the back. Go ahead, Maz.
I mean, so is that kind of what's needed in your next 2 weeks for you guys to come back and have competition all the way around? Because sometimes that can spark cohesiveness. Competition can cause cohesiveness in the team and high performance on that.
Yeah, I think that's just common sense. I think if guys are competing for spots, the level of the training goes up, and then hopefully the level of the play on the field goes up. It is a look, I'm telling you guys again, it's not like we're an uncohesive group where those guys didn't fight for each other or they didn't want to win the game. It's just we're shooting ourselves in the foot because of stupid, you know, plays that affect the outcome of games. And so this is a pretty brutal wake-up call. And we have 2 weeks, and we will train well, we will train smart, and we'll train hard, and we will go into Kansas City looking for a result.
In the back?
Yeah. Coach, can you talk a little bit about your game plan against Piatti and then maybe what happened on their goal as far as did you feel like you lost track of him and Vargas at all?
Yeah, I think, you know, we could have cleared the ball out. Ball drops to them, but that's, you know, Piatti is, you know, a very, very talented player. And he got around 2 of our guys and slotted the ball across for an easy tap-in. So I would say that our game plan for Piatti worked for the most part up until that play. I mean, they had a couple chances early. Steph had to come up and make an unbelievable save again on a free kick where they, you know, they got a free kick on one of their transition moments. But, you know, I thought the game was there to be taken, and we just couldn't close it out.